Hi folks, this is Mike with Sentry Security, and today we're going to take a good look at the RP series video windows when using analog and IP cameras specifically, but it applies to using just analog or just IP as well. Okay, so video windows are basically the spot on the screen. So we've got video 1, 2, 3, window 4, 5, and so on. In this situation, I'm just setting up a 8-channel analog system. I haven't got any of the analog cameras connected yet, but the plan is that we'll have 3 analog cameras and 1 IP camera on the system. So if I go ahead and add my IP camera, I just want to show you guys what's going to happen. I'm going to skip through this part pretty quickly. We do have other videos on adding IP cameras if you need some assistance with that. Okay, so you're going to see what happens is it adds the IP as camera number 9, connected OK. We save our changes, and it's going to show up down here. Now, in this particular instance, I'm going to have 3 analog cameras and only 1 IP camera. Okay, so I'm only going to have 4 cameras total. If I go to my 4 view, I'm not actually seeing my IP camera in the 4 view. Okay, so I'm going to go back to the 9 view. I'm going to go back into the add delete IP cameras. I'm just going to delete that momentarily until we get the software configured properly. So what's going to happen is if we leave it the way it is, which a lot of dealers are doing, it's not proper because we're getting video loss errors on all of these. So customers are going to see that and they're going to wonder what's going on. And dealers are typically saying, well, it's just because you don't have a camera there. There is a better way of doing it though. Okay, so if we go into the settings and then to the camera, we've got selected camera. Okay, so we've got 8 cameras, but we're only going to use 3 channels. So if we select camera 4 and disable the camera, so under camera we go disable, what that's going to do is it's going to disable cameras from 4 down. So we don't need to disable every single camera. We start by disabling 4 and it'll take care of the rest for us by just showing 3 cameras. Then we're not going to have video losses to alarm customers, and it's going to be the proper way of doing it. Once we've done that, I'm going to go down here and save the changes, and then I'm going to exit out of the program and open it back up again for the changes to take effect. Okay, so we've got our 3 cameras. So now what I'm going to do, now that we've got our system set up correctly for the installation that we're doing, I'm going to go back down and I'm going to add my IP camera again. And I'm going to press save. Okay, so we can see the IP camera still in window 9. We've got the 5 black video windows rather than the video loss. Now at this point, if I go to display and I go to the 4 view, I'm still seeing the black bar there. So what I can do is I can go into settings and I can go into matrix. What I'm going to do is I'm going to actually select the video window. Okay, so this is the video window and this is the view mode. So I'm going to pick a view mode of 4. So window 1 is camera 1, so that's how that translates. Window 2 is set to camera 2, window 3, camera 3. I can reverse those and put those into any order that I choose. If I pick window 4, what I'm going to actually do is set that to be camera 9. Then I'm going to go down, save my changes, and I'm going to close the program and open it back up again. Now that it's back open again, we can see that we now have the IP camera here and we can take advantage of the 4 view properly. We're getting bigger images on the screen. You can see the difference compared to just leaving it at the default of 9 view. The camera view is much smaller than when we go to the 4 view. Okay, so that's the proper way of setting that up. You can configure it in any way you want. One word of caution with doing this You don't want to use this to kind of make up for improper installation. So for example, if the customer wants analog camera 1 to be in spot 2, you don't want to necessarily reverse it through here. Proper way of doing that is to unhook the cables and then plug them back in correctly. When you do that with the analog cameras by switching the video window, what happens is when they connect remotely, it's still out of order. Okay, so we still want to do it the proper way. We delete it, add it again if it's an IP camera that is out of order with the other IP cameras. Okay, so we get the analogs in the order that we want by connecting them in that way to the pigtail, and we get the IP cameras in the order we want by adding them in that particular order. Once that's all done, you've got the perfect setup for your display window, and the remote connections will work properly as well. Thank you.